The Ubuntu font family is an opportunity really to not only improve the legibility of fonts that are available, not just in Ubuntu, which is our own operating system, but you can use it on macOS, you can use it on Windows. There are not that many really good on-screen fonts, and this massively improves the quality of fonts that are available. It also, for Ubuntu, gives a very distinct look and feel. You can immediately recognize that what you're using is Ubuntu.
So the font work came from the fact that we were trying to give Ubuntu its own space in a commercial and consumer environment where the operating system has always been defined. Microsoft has this massive market share, and we have Mac operating system with a very clearly defined audience. And then the Linux and Ubuntu operating systems have been sitting somewhat on the edge, very much loved by a technical community, but not really understood by the consumers.
I think that the Ubuntu font family represents, something that's happening more widely in the free software community, which is a deeper appreciation of design and the role of design in creating quality in software and in general in computing products.
We started this work with Bruno at Dalton Marg in order to create a font that had openness and high legibility, but with just a little edge, a little bit of personality that makes it recognizable, that makes it an Ubuntu font, and it makes it part of the Ubuntu operating system. So it's its own thing.
I mean, just to think, we're sitting here in London in the Design Museum now, and it's a brilliant place to be. But think of a person in Africa. There's only so few fonts in the world that actually help them communicate in their language with the right characters. And the Ubuntu project is starting to enable that. And I think that is brilliant. It's just great, isn't it? And I love it. It's a beautiful design as well.
The fact that it's an open source font means that anybody in the world can enjoy it and use it. And its ambition is that it represents really every language in the world. So everybody can express themselves using the Ubuntu font. But we couldn't have done the breadth of testing that we did without the involvement of the community.
We had a structured feedback testing process online to make sure that the font works and works at different resolutions and for different people. It's a great project that anybody can participate in now that the contribution process is being opened up. So in conjunction with the sort of guidance of Dalton Marg, we're going to get community members designing font glyphs in different languages for different parts of the world.
They're looking to do more and more characters for different languages and in different font sets, so that's been pretty good to see that it's actually accommodating different cultural backgrounds as well, that it accommodates everybody across the board, because obviously Ubuntu is an international community. It's not just one set of characters, it's to encompass everybody, as many people as we can possibly have.
There is altogether in the world about 36 distinct script systems. For people to, for the 6 or 7 billion people that we have now on the planet to communicate with one another, to bring together these thousands of languages. And I just find that absolutely fantastic.
The future of the Ubuntu font is to extend it into different languages. Chinese and Hindi are the next 2 languages which we hope to do, but it's an enormous task. We need to find people who we can work with in China, in India, to collaborate with. What he does is very specialised, so to find people who can work with Bruno in this collaboration is a challenge, but we will do it.
I believe that open source is a very necessary philosophy for the modern world. We've got big problems to solve, and we won't be able to solve them in proprietary silos where people aren't talking to each other. And the great thing about open source is that anybody can contribute to a project. Anybody can take something that's great and make it even better.
Well, this is the spirit of Ubuntu, which everyone should be free to use Ubuntu in their own language. And that applies to the font. Everyone should be able to have beautiful text, their own scripts, their own language. That's almost a human right to us in Ubuntu. It's a personal wish eventually.
I think for Ubuntu this is a really important step, because it allows them to get outside their traditional audience of primary technologists and start talking to the world of design, and branding, an area which is dominated. I mean, if you start thinking about the operating system, about computers, an area that is dominated by the Macintosh. And this is bringing Ubuntu to this world, and hopefully, eventually, convincing these people, that actually Ubuntu could be a viable alternative. And certainly what the guys at Ubuntu, the brand guys and designers at Ubuntu have done in terms of the user interface in the system is beautiful work. It's just beautiful work, and the font is there to support that really beautiful work as well.
One of the most popular fonts in our directory is the Ubuntu Font-Family. We released that over Christmas, and we had a really phenomenal amount of shared between Google and Ubuntu press attention. The press attention really got the word out about both the Ubuntu font and the Google Web Font Service, and our statistics really are impressive. I've been really impressed personally by how popular the Ubuntu font is on the web.
The font will probably outlive anything else we work on. Icons perhaps have a lifetime of 5 years, and then there's a rebrand. You look at corporate images, they get rebuilt every 5 to 10 years. But fonts, look back at those fonts, those digital fonts made in the 1980s. They're still in use today. They have a real longevity. This enables people not just today, but going forward to have an excellent experience on their computers, in print, on the web. It's wonderful.
Get the Ubuntu font. It's brilliant.